Okay, so for those of you guys who are struggling with like portion control, because that's something I'd be struggling with too. Because even though I've lost 100 pounds, I am still a big girl at heart. I am not gonna lie to you. I am still a big girl at heart. Like I think I'll always be a big girl internally. So only eating a little bit is really hard for me. But what I have noticed, I prefer meals, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, snacks, whatever. I prefer meals when I can eat a whole bunch and not feel guilty about it. So, okay, what do I mean? What do I mean? I like my bowl to be full of food, like full of food. I like to be able to feel like I am eating a mountain of food because I am eating a mountain of food, but I don't have to feel guilty about eating a mountain of food. Like, let me explain it like this. If I had to choose between like a high calorie meal, but you only get a little bit, and a low calorie meal, but you get a lot of it, I'm gonna choose the low calorie meal because I get a lot of it. Even if the high calorie meal, you'll get a little bit, even if that tastes more satisfying, the fact that I can only eat a little bit makes me not want it because I want to eat a lot of it. You feel me? So I made stir fry last week and it was delicious. I put a shit ton of vegetables and I made it to order, if that makes sense. Look at me using like restaurant terms, but let me explain. So every week I cut up my bell peppers, my onions, and I keep them in a meal prep container. If I know I'm going to have quinoa for the week, I'll make a whole bunch of quinoa and then I'll scoop out the serving size. That's how I do everything because I like to just feel like it's, I don't know, I just feel like when something is fresh off the skillet, it just tastes better. To each his own. But to me, I feel like it does. And I'll make all of my tempeh at the beginning of the week. Tempeh is like tofu, but a more firmer texture. It's full of protein if you're a vegan or vegetarian, whatever. So anyways, I'll make all of those things or cut all of those things up and keep everything in the fridge. For the tempeh, I already have it measured out into little baggies. So I already measure out 3 ounces of tempeh and I put in little Ziploc bags, stick them all in the fridge. So last week, I was so excited about this because I was definitely satisfied. So last week I did stir fry. So I did a cup of quinoa, cooked quinoa. I did a shit ton of vegetables from bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, broccoli, zucchini, and tempeh, right? What I love and I put soy sauce on it and a little bit of butter and some vegetable broth so it could all cook up and put it all in the skillet. What I loved so much about this meal was it was low calorie, so I could have a lot of it. So how did I make it low calorie? I made sure that I had way more veggies in this bowl than I did quinoa. So vegetables, go nuts. Like, knock yourself out. There is no such thing as eating too many vegetables. Like, if you love corn, well, I don't know about corn. Let me know in the comments if corn, because corn is more of a starch. So I don't know if corn can go into this, but if you love bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, I love mushrooms. Mushrooms belong on everything for me. If you love broccoli, zucchini, like just go crazy on your veggies. I don't know if you can do that with peas too, because I know peas is a starch, but I feel like that's still gonna be better than going to McDonald's. So go ahead, have as much as you want. Like, knock yourself out. Like, that's way better than going to McDonald's. But by adding like a shit ton of vegetables to something, you can have so much. Like I said, I prefer a mountain of food. Like, I want to be stuffed by the time I'm done. Not just satisfied. No, I want to be stuffed. Like, freaking stuffed. Because that's what I used to seek out when I was a big girl. Like, I wanted to be stuffed. And so I would eat until I was stuffed. But the problem with that was I was eating a whole bunch of high calorie stuff, right? So you can only have like a little bit and you eat like 900 calories just off that. Whereas when you have a whole bunch of vegetables, right, you can eat a whole bunch. And by the time you eat all your vegetables, you probably still haven't even eaten 200 calories. Like, it's crazy. So that's a little trick that I've learned about myself. And that's the thing with the weight loss journey. Like, you're going to learn things that make you more likely to eat stuff versus not. I learned that I like to cook my meal like fresh. Like, I could have just made the whole thing a stir fry and just, divvied it out into the meal prep containers and then, pulled it out and microwaved it, right? But I don't know. I just feel like for me, that particular dish, I just feel like tasted better when I had it fresh. Same like when I make my vegan macaroni and cheese. Like, I already pre-make the sauce, the cheese sauce. But like, I'll take the noodles that are already cooked and I'll put them in the skillet with the vegetables and just make it all fresh and then pour the cheese sauce on over it, measure the cheese sauce out, and then it's like a fresh bowl of macaroni and cheese. I just learned to enjoy that better. And you would think it would take a lot of time to do that, but it really doesn't, because like I said, I cut up all of my vegetables and everything's pretty much ready to go. So I'm literally just throwing stuff on the skillet. So it really doesn't take longer than 5 or 10 minutes. But that's something that I learned on my journey, because I don't know, I just feel like, let me know if you're like this too, but I don't know, it's like leftovers, sometimes leftovers taste really good. Like sometimes stuff can reheat really well, but then sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a picky eater. I've always been a picky eater, so that could have something to do with it. But let me know in the comments, like, would you agree? I feel like there's a lot of people who say that. Like, leftovers just don't, depending on what it is, like, some leftovers just don't reheat well. And I know that with vegan food, like that cheese sauce I was talking about, like, that I don't feel like reheats that well. Like, you have to put more vegetable broth on it. I've made it for you guys before, but, like, it's just not something that, I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't reheat well. I'm going to leave it there. So I noticed, like, when I put it on the skillet real quick, it does what it needs to do. It just makes everything taste nice and fresh and to order. So like I said, when you're on your weight loss journey, you're going to figure out things that make you more likely to eat stuff. Because I was running into the problem of I would make all this food for the week, and then like after day 2, it would just kind of sit in there until it went bad. And so then I'm like dumping out food because I'm just not really excited to eat it. I know I'm not the only one that does this. And I was like, okay, a couple of things. One, this can't keep happening because I'm wasting money. That's number one. That's the most important thing here. Like, I am not about to waste, I'm not going to keep wasting money. So I learned that quick. I like meals where I can just, I can kind of cook it right before I eat it. It just tastes fresher to me. It tastes better to me. It's more enjoyable. And I also learned that I like to be able to feel like I'm eating a lot of food. So how do I do that? By eating a shit ton of vegetables. Like, go nuts. Like, seriously, go crazy with it. You can never have too many vegetables. And once you season your vegetables to your liking, like I use the same seasonings for damn near everything. Like, it's always going to have smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, maybe some chili powder. Like that's like the standard for everything. So like I'm always going to season it the same, but it just tastes better fresh off of the skillet versus putting it in the microwave. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments some things that you've done or that you've learned about yourself that makes you more likely to eat something. One thing I also learned is I don't really like salads. Like, I know salads is like the staple when people are trying to eat healthy. They're like, oh, I'm just going to get a salad. But I learned and I noticed that salads to me aren't that good vegan style. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, when I was a meat eater, I could make one hell of a salad. Like, load that shit up with chicken, bacon bits, cheese, croutons, like the works. Like, I could make a really good animal product salad. And by doing that, it's no longer healthy. Let's just be clear. Like, that salad, it defeated the purpose of eating healthy. Ranch, you know what I'm saying? I just hook it up. But now that I'm vegan and I've been vegan for 2.5 years, like I have yet to figure out how to make a lettuce salad taste that good, vegan style. So I'd rather just not. So I don't even eat salads. Like I'll do like kava, for instance, they call that a bowl, like a salad bowl, but it's really not because I don't put any lettuce in that. I just do grains and lentils. But they call those type of things salads too for some reason. But when I talk about a salad, I'm talking about like your traditional salad with lettuce and like arugula and shit like that. Like that's just not my thing. Like I don't really like lettuce like that anyway. So I would have to drench it in dressing to make it taste good. I don't like any like mixed greens, kale, spinach. No, the only way I'm eating that stuff is if it's cooked. Like I'll put spinach and stuff, but it's cooked. Or it's in my smoothie. But to just eat it raw like that, ew. What the fuck? No, absolutely not. But I learned that through being on a weight loss journey. So I don't even waste my time with it because I know I'm not going to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So don't be so quick to think that eating healthy is not fun, because it is fun. And it's very enjoyable and it's very satisfying. You just have to figure out what works for you, like what's going to get you to be consistent with it. Because what might work for one person may not work for you. But the only reason I was able to figure out those things was because, one, I got tired of throwing away meal prep food, because I just realized I don't really like leftovers like that. I used to, but I don't know. It's a new day, it's a new time. I just don't really like leftovers like that anymore. So I like to prep everything, cut everything up, and just make it to order throughout the week. And by to order, it's only gonna take like 5 or 10 minutes, nothing longer than that. But that's just something that I like to do. You know what I mean? So figure out what works for you, and keep playing around with it. It's gonna make you more consistent. It's gonna make it more enjoyable, and then therefore you're actually gonna lose the weight that you want to lose. Period. Just wanted to share that with y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye.